to take the garden, you're going to put it on the leg of this nice young lady who caught the bouquet, and for every inch above the knee that garter goes, it's another year of happiness for our newlywed couple. Let's hear it, everybody! I'm Woody, that's Greg Gorey.
Good morning, Woody.
Menace is here.
What is up?
Follow us on social media at The Woody Show. We got Gina Grand.
Hey.
We got Seabass. Sammy is here.
Morning.
Morgan's here. Phones are open. 877-44-WOODY. That's 877-44-WOODY.
So I have a question for you guys. I don't know how offended I should be, but I feel pretty offended, and I'd like to get your take and see if something like this has ever happened to you. So my husband and I had a really good friend, so we thought, really good friend, and got invited to her wedding. Of course, RSVP that we were going. Got her gift, saved the date, everything ready to go. And a week before the wedding, my husband got a text from her about how they needed to cut back on the size of the wedding because they had a sudden money issue.
That's the dream.
Yeah, right?
Oh, that's amazing.
I know,
Congratulations.
I know, totally.
Yeah.
And they're
You got
reaching...
uninvited?
Yes.
Sweet.
But
That's
here's the
awesome.
thing. And I said the same thing. I was laughing about it. But wait, there's a twist. So they said they had sudden money issues. They're asking, they're reaching out to friends they thought would understand and kind of take it in good humor. And they said it was just, we're sorry to do this. We're just going to make it close friends, like childhood friends and family. And I thought it was weird, but I also, I love a canceled plan. So it's all
Yep.
good.
That's what Greg and I have been saying.
All good.
What are the
And-
best
wet
plans, Greg?
dream.
Always.
Canceled.
So of course
heaven.
of course we didn't go, but we sent the gift, and it's all good. Never thought about it again. Well, about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks after the wedding, they started posting the pictures from the wedding on their Instagram.
Yeah.
Were there
This
a
was
ton of
not
people?
a small wedding. This was not an intimate event. There had to be at least, I don't know, 70 people, 60,
That's
70
not
people.
big.
That's
Yeah,
not
but,
big.
right, understood. Mine was 120. I understand. But to say it was just going to be like,
that's
hardly into the double digits.
No, I don't think that's not big. You're overreacting. 70.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you have
It's relatively small.
groom's parents, bride's parents, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, not to mention parents have to invite a certain number of their friends or like their closest business associates.
Yeah.
You always have that obligation list. And then you start getting into
The bridal party.
the other stuff. Yeah, the bridal party, their plus ones.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
easily
but-
becomes
Okay.
that easily becomes
All right.
70
Okay,
people.
but small is one word. Intimate, would you consider that intimate?
It's small.
Yeah.
I don't know,
It's
but
small. I don't know if it's like 10 people.
It's not what they had planned on.
So,
right?
but
It's not
then we're assuming they invited 300 people. Not,
whatever. I'm saying
or
it's not what they
100,
planned on. It's much smaller than they planned on, which is why they had to cut the list back.
Yeah, but
Talk to me. How close are you? How close? What's your...
my husband was very good friends with this person.
Okay, I have another question because you saw the photos.
Yeah.
Did you see people in the photos that you feel like you were
Better
Yes.
Better
no
friends
equal
than them.
equal on
Yes.
the friendship level?
Yes. And I was like, damn.
Like, why
So
didn't they get uninvited?
So my husband was very cool about it. I was pretty for him, because this was his friend first, I was pretty pissed
How long have they been friends?
since he moved here. So maybe
Which is-
How long is that?
Almost, since 20 years.
20 years?
Adult friends,
Yeah.
And these were other adult friends that I was like, they made the cut?
Look, it's going to be hard for me to overcome my initial reaction of rip.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Again, I'm with
canceled
you.
plans.
This
And
wasn't my friend.
Especially a wedding. I hate weddings.
Right, but so you're not bummed out about it, but you are curious about
I'm
it.
curious and offended on my husband's behalf.
Yeah, don't be.
Is he bummed out?
I think he definitely did. He was like, what are you going to do? But I was like, I don't know. This probably hurt his feelings.
That's chick stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
guys
think
do not
Okay.
care.
I don't think guys care about
But when
that kind of
when you're
stuff.
going to post pictures from an intimate wedding, I did not expect to see that many tables.
Well,
and
I think
people in the
maybe you're
background.
thinking about a destination wedding where people go to
Maybe.
some island somewhere
There's like
and
4
it's
people,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just like the brother and sister and
The
then the parents and
mini-monies.
that's it.
Maybe. I don't know. I just
Uh-huh.
think that when you use words like really small and intimate, it's not 70.
If you get an invitation to a destination wedding, do you even consider it? I just immediately write
I don't
no.
think I've ever- I don't think I've
Depending
ever
on the
been to
one.
destination, I'm like, oh, is it a cool spot?
Like,
I wanna go.
Where's the hell no box?
I consider that way more and would look forward to that way more than just your in-town wedding Because to me, it just means, and you know how I feel about dressing up.
Yeah.
Like, I got to dress up. I got to go to this ceremony, which is going to be cheesy. And you know how I hate all that over-the-top romantic crap.
You do.
Like, I'm just not a fan of that. And then you go through the whole thing, and then it's just it's not like you're spending time with this person. You're just there for support, right?
Yeah,
Just
and you're on vacation.
to show that you're there and you love them. It's not like you're hanging out with that person really all that much because they have everybody else that they know there.
Yep.
And they have to give some attention to. So it's not even like a typical hang with that friend. I don't know. I go.
Because the last one I got was an invitation to
I'll
go
look
to a
forward to
wedding
it.
in Norway.
Oh, that'd be so
really?
fun.
That's the best.
Not
Not
convenient.
gonna happen.
All right, I should have specified tropical location destination wedding. Then yes.
Yeah.
I have a destination wedding that I'm going to in Hawaii in October, and I'm so excited.
See,
it's gonna be
that's fun.
fun.
That would
Now-
be good.
And that's
That
not much.
I'll
That's not
be-
much of a destination.
I'll be
though.
so hyped for. My friend who had a wedding outside of Sacramento, California, 2 hours outside in the woods, not so fun.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
That sounds
Yeah.
it was
good.
a journey.
Save your hippie crap.
Like it even my phone didn't even work. It was a nightmare.
Oh no.
And you survived?
Barely.
Yeah, we were talking about people at weddings. What was it, the garter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Carter, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Up on that thigh.
and wondering if people still did that whole thing where they remove the garter and they do the garter
their
toss
mouth.
to the bachelors,
So cringe.
Mhm.
and then the
Yeah,
bachelor
they
catches
flick it.
and of course the bride does the
Bouquet toss.
tosses the
Yeah.
bouquet.
That's
and
definitely
then
happening.
all the single ladies out there, because that's like the next person that gets married is this person. Have you guys ever seen it where after they do the bouquet toss and then the garter toss, those two people then go to the middle of the dance floor, and then the woman who caught the garter has to sit in the chair, or the woman who
The
caught the
guy
bouquet
who
sits in the
got-
chair,
yeah.
and the guy with the garter has to put the garter on her.
No, that is
never.
tacky AF.
I've
What
seen
is
that a
that?
few times. I guarantee
then
they
they
don't
have
do this
sex.
stuff anymore. No, but what? So the joke by the cheesy wedding DJ was always, well, for every inch up above the knee you go, that's another year of happy marriage for the new couple.
Oh,
What?
hot.
That is
And so
not
it's like,
hot.
yeah, it's like, you know, the creepy DJ was just trying to get you to put the garter up by the beaver, you know.
Grandma's watching.
I
I know. I
Was this
hate that stuff in
perhaps a
front of the
And it was
family.
and it was
Yeah,
always like
this
that
is-
song, The Stripper.
this is-
Is this Midwest white trash?
Yeah. For real.
I've never
Remember
heard of this.
that
Yes, 'cause I grew up in the
Tony's-
Midwest.
You know, Tony's.
Well, I mean, you grew up around Tony, our friend.
Yeah, Tony. He said that
Well, that's
somebody showed up to his wedding with
yeah,
the
Who Let the Hogs Out T-shirt.
Yeah.
Only the finest garb.
Now,
the wedding.
now maybe I agree with Gina that she perhaps undersold what intimate and all that stuff means.
Yeah, or I assumed that intimate means like, look, we're basically doing like
Like
a
10
mini
people.
ceremony now.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is so bad.
All right, everybody, now let's get the young lady who caught the bouquet out onto the floor. Let's find that gentleman who's got the garter. Now, you're going to take the garter, you're going to put it on the leg of this nice young lady who caught the bouquet, and for every inch above the knee that garter goes, it's another year of happiness for our newlywed couple. Let's hear it, everybody. All right, here we go. Oh, man, he's really getting in there. Oh, yeah.
Did he just penetrate her?
Yeah.
Was this
the
wedding
goal.
held at a Italian hall or something? Like the local
Yeah, the Italian
The
club.
ballroom?
The Italian
Yeah.
club, yeah, the Polish club.
The Rotary Club.
Yeah.
Oh.
You act like you've never been to just a basic wedding.
I look, my mom would have had.
You're from Tennessee, dog.
She would have had her wedding at the Polish club. I'm quite sure. So I can't say I wouldn't have been
I'm saying,
there.
but you've never been to one of those kind of weddings where they do that
That
cheesy,
cheesy
stuff,
stuff.
the
Not to that
chicken
degree.
dance, and
The dollar dance?
No,
Where
the
I saw
dollar
once, I
dance.
couldn't believe it.
No. But I have been disinvited from a wedding, much like Gina.
Oh.
lucky.
It was completely my fault.
Oh.
So my buddy Lance, he was getting
Shocking.
married. He was getting married. I was living in Atlanta. He had moved back to Pennsylvania at the time, and they, the whole classic thing. But they had included in their whole response, please include your favorite recipe to bless our new home with the flavors of some blah blah blah.
Oh,
stupid-
someone's gonna make a
Isn't that
Stupid
sweet?
woman
like a
thing.
recipe book.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just like basically give us work for no reason to
Yeah.
do. So I gave, being Seabass, I sent them a recipe for stuffed placenta,
Oh God.
and the wife did not like that.
And you got
no.
uninvited.
And you got disinvited?
Damn, how uptight is she?
I got uninvited unless I had to sit down and do an apology when I got there for the
Oh,
wedding.
like that would
my
happen.
good God.
Which I did because I didn't want to piss. I don't want to make his life harder.
Yeah.
Too late for that. But,
An apology.
Yeah.
but they knew what they were getting into when they
Yep.
invite Seabass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you invited Seabass and you got Seabass.
You got full sea bass.
You knew
Right.
what you were doing.
All right. Well, I don't think you should be offended.
Okay.
But that's
Yeah.
I think you should be psyched.
I
And
look.
it's not your friend.
I would be
I
curious.
loved it,
It
but
was
then
Andy's friend.
I didn't care until I saw the pictures, and I was like, "This doesn't look intimate."
But I also think that, he's a guy. I don't think he really cares.
Okay.
It's not going to affect the
Yeah.
friendship at all. That would definitely be more of like a girl thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
girls would blow the
Yeah.
whole thing up.
Yep.
There's no coming back from
I don't
that.
think there's
Yeah.
hurt feelings. Right?
Okay, good.
Is
Yeah.
he friends with the bride or the groom?
The bride. Well, both, but the bride first.
Did they date?
That was
No.
my first thought.
No,
I didn't want to say
never.
it.
No, and I
Yeah.
don't care about that stuff at all. I have
Yeah.
no thoughts about it.
Menace has been invited to many ex-girlfriends' weddings.
Weddings and baby showers and stuff.
I
wouldn't go-
And I don't go out of even though if we're still cool, I don't go out of respect for the guy because
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that
want
ain't
that.
cool.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because you know she didn't tell him.
Yeah,
You know
for
it.
Sure.
You don't want him thinking, man, she was
No.
with that guy?
Yeah.
Damn, girl.
We were talking weddings before the break, and Gina was wondering if we've ever been uninvited to something.
Yeah.
Nothing that we've been bummed out about.
No.
We were supposed to host a big concert
Oh yeah.
earlier this year that we were excited for. Like, it was going to be cool and everything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But man, when it came down, and the reason it got canceled was because of the LA fires.
Yes.
Right.
And so we couldn't do it. And so while it sucked that after, all this
Planning.
promotion and
prep
planning and all the other stuff and whatever, but when they said, hey, your Saturday's going to be free, I was
Oh.
pretty psyched.
Instant relief.
Yeah, I was pretty psyched.
Not
to
bummed
be,
about that.
to be honest. So, like, my favorite plan is a canceled plan. Greg
Always.
agrees. and for
Same
the most part,
years.
Gina agrees.
100%.
Now we have been disinvited from a certain wedding, Menace's wedding.
Well, we were never invited to
nobody
begin with.
was.
I've got to save the date in my office
Yeah,
still.
you did.
Well, that one never happened, though.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
that one did.
It's not like it happened and we weren't there.
Yeah.
That one didn't happen.
Somebody asked me about that the other day. Like, where did Menace get married again? I said the Taco Bell Cantina in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Adorable.
And because how did
Yeah,
that happen?
like-
I go, well, I'm not sure. And they go, but you guys weren't even invited to that, right? I said, no.
Didn't
No one
even know
was.
about it.
Yeah, we didn't even
You
know
weren't even
about
told.
it. We weren't even told that they had gotten married until it was like
Weeks later, months later.
Well, the
months.
plan was because I just wanted people to show up to the bigger wedding and not like, oh, they
That's
already
what I'm
married. I
saying.
don't have to go. Yeah.
yeah, because like it would be a party, but it wasn't. Were you gonna? Okay, maybe that's what I'm missing. Were you guys gonna like go through the whole like, oh, we really didn't get married, and you were gonna do like a whole like
Yeah, full on.
to let people?
Fake ceremony.
Was that for like your mom or for your parents or
Just-
something,
just
so they
for
wouldn't be
everybody.
bummed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You act as if you're saying like like as if we know
I
these.
thought I explained it like
No,
100
you
times.
hadn't.
we,
No.
don't, we didn't know.
No, we didn't know that part.
All right.
See, that's why I'm so
Very cagey.
I'm like,
Yeah.
No, it's
No, like
So you
I
weren't
don't know,
just going to
we've
do
gone-
a reception?
We
It was-
share the story probably every 2 weeks. So I
Oh.
thought
Not that
Oh,
part.
here we go. No, we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We
Yeah.
sure don't. Yeah, so Menace got married, and then like a couple months later that we found out he got married.
Right. Oh, yeah, I got married. We knew that
Well,
the
you
wedding
did?
wasn't going to happen.
And but
Yeah, because
you
it was
never
all during
did,
COVID.
yeah.
and you
Yeah.
never did the like post party thing.
No, because
No, they took the money and they bought a house.
Yeah,
Oh,
bought a
smart.
house instead.
Way smarter.
Which,
But
going back to the wedding thing, definitely somebody said, hey, my husband and I, we went and it was just us and a couple people, and that was the way to do it. I agree. As great as, like, my wife and I, we had a great wedding.
That was a big wedding.
It was fun, and everybody seemed to have fun. It was great, and it wasn't super huge. And we still think that even with that, it would have been nice to maybe do something like completely not off the radar, but something way smaller. Just parents, maybe a couple people, call it a day, save all that money because
Yeah.
we paid
Yeah,
for it.
oh,
Yeah. Oh, we paid for ours too.
Yeah, we paid for the wedding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it all is gone in one day. It's a big spend for one day.
yeah.
Massive spend.
sweet photos.
And I
But
just
some
realized,
really good photos that you never look at.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
I just
that is-
realized as we
that is
talked
true.
about Menace's wedding for the very first time ever,
Thank you.
you don't wear a wedding ring. I never realized that.
Ooh.
Oh, because
Fingers too fat.
fingers
Cheers.
too fat. No, because I wanted to. We had like this whole plan too, of getting everything from Tiffany,
Uh-huh.
and then but from different cities, and we haven't gone to New York because I wanted to get mine at Tiffany in New York.
This
This is like this.
Nacho wears
back then.
hers.
Yeah.
She wears her wedding ring.
You've been to New York, right?
So she
Yeah, but I
cares.
haven't been. We haven't been there together.
He goes alone to BravoCon.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which might be a little.
Yeah.
She goes to Fiji without you.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
Tiffany
true.
Fiji.
Yeah.
Tiffany Fiji. But I do have a question that I would like to ask you. Should I be pissed?
Okay.
Kind of in the same Gina realm, but I want to say two things first. Okay. Number one, 100% my fault. But number two, just let me get through the story because you're guarantee you that you're gonna want to jump in and
All
say
right.
you should have did this, you should have did that. Just let me get through the story,
All right.
okay?
How
You ready?
about if I want to jump in, I'll hit the bell.
No, but it's gonna totally derail the
All
thing.
right. All
It's
right.
gonna get off topic.
Okay.
Fair.
All right. Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. So a couple, get ready
And
for this. because
places.
You guys are gonna,
And
you guys are gonna like this one. Couple weeks ago, we were having dinner in Dallas. Right.
Yeah.
We're having a nice dinner together, all of us, and the next day we're leaving for Vancouver, Canada. While I was at dinner, I said to myself, "Where's my passport?" Right? I realized my passport was not with me, and it was in San Francisco, California.
What?
Right? It was packed with some other luggage. So I go, I'm going to really need that passport the next day if I want to go to Vancouver. So how am I going to fix this situation? So I call back home and I call my brother-in-law because within an hour, there was a flight that was leaving to Dallas. Okay? And so I call him and it was going to be the last flight of the evening. I call him and like, hey, dude, I'm going to need a huge favor. I'm going to need you to fly to Dallas and bring me my passport.
Everybody, shh.
I'm going to bring me my passport, which I thought was like not a huge deal anyways, because there was this huge gaming convention happening in Dallas, which he was telling me that he was having FOMO for. And I hit him up. I was like, hey, dude, I'll fly you out. Just bring me my passport. I'll get you tickets to this thing.
Oh.
I'll put you up in a hotel.
Hey,
All
That you were
good.
that he wanted to go to anyway.
That he wanted to go to anyways, which he was texting me saying that he was mad that he missed it. So he goes, all right, cool. I'm checking my credit card. There's no charges for a flight, and the time is ticking. And I'm like, I call back. He doesn't pick up. It's Spicy Nacho. She picks up. She's like, he doesnesn't want to go. I go, he doesn't want to go. Why? Does he have to work? Does he have to do anything? No, he just doesn't want to go. Okay. They're like, yeah, so can we send a courier or something? I go, no, I'm not going to like depend on a courier showing up with my passport for a flight that I have to leave the next day. I like, is he coming or not? And then, so we're going back and forth on text. And then eventually I call for the third time. He doesn't pick up again. She tells me, yeah, he's coming. He's gonna drop off your passport. He's gonna show up at 5:30 a.m. the next day. You just got to meet him at the airport. Meet him at the airport. He doesn't want to stay. No, he just wants to drop it off and leave the next day. I mean, leave right away. I go, okay, fine. He's being super weird. Show up at 5:30 the next day. It's Spicy Nacho. It's not him. She shows up. So she changed all of her flights because she was already going to meet us in Vancouver.
yeah.
So the $400 problem that I was going to pay for him to get a flight ended up being a $3,000 flight because she rebooked her flights from San Francisco to
Dallas.
Hold on.
Greg, you're ruining it.
Yeah, to Dallas, to Portland, to Vancouver, all first class, right?
First
So
class.
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, okay. Hold on, Woody.
And Sammy.
The third call I made, I was gonna say, hey, I'm just gonna ask Woody if we can hop on the flight. Now you can hop on the flight with us, but I didn't want to inconvenience Woody. It was gonna be a huge pain. Who knows what happened? We have a very short time to make a decision, right? They lied to me and said that the brother was coming, so I thought everything was fine.
Yeah.
But there she is with the passport. So should I be upset with the brother at all for not wanting to come? Because I could have like called any one of my friends back home and they would have just done done it. But he had like really nothing to do.
Mm.
I mean, I would have done that in a second if he called me. Yes.
Is this where we
Okay.
get to? Okay.
Chime in.
All right.
Okay. Hold
No.
on. Don't get off topic. Stay on the
No.
on the brother for a second.
Okay.
I am on the brother.
Yeah.
No. If he didn't want to do it, fine. She was willing to step in and do it, or they could have told you, like, hey, no, I'm not into it. They could have sent it. But she's like, you know what? F it. I'll do it. The minute she decided that she was going to come to Dallas and do that whole thing is when you should have hit me up and said, hey, man.
She didn't tell
guess
me
who's-
that's the problem.
I know, but it doesn't matter. But then now there you are, and there she is. Just like we were all in the same place. Just go, hey, man. And that way she's not making an unnecessary trip and a connecting flight and everything else. Dude, we had our own plane to take us from Vancouver to,
Yeah, I know.
or from Dallas to
By-
Vancouver.
Dude, I'm telling you, by the third call, I was just like, let me just talk to him and like.
I know,
just
but
ask him
before
to
I
do
would have put my wife back on a plane somewhere else just to go to the same place where we were
I
meeting.
didn't do that. I didn't do that. I was told that the brother was going to come and drop off the whole time. That's what they were telling me.
Yes, but when she showed up at that point, like I would have just
At
changed all the
5:30 in the
plans.
morning and didn't even know if you could.
Yeah,
Get
it's
on the
worth
plane
it.
or not?
It's worth a
Like-
call.
Yeah, the answer could be no, but you can always
Yeah,
ask.
but then
Yeah,
her,
it's worth a
she already
call.
booked a flight to leave immediately to go to the other
Oh.
place.
Right, she
Like
had arranged it.
I can't like get on the phone with you and maybe
But
we
I
can
would
do it. Maybe we
But
can't
either way,
do
you
it.
paid the money for that. So I would have, for the convenience factor, I would have just eaten that and just stayed
Okay.
instead of doing all the other jumping around.
Now the thing is, okay, I know woulda, shoulda, coulda. I know that's what we would have talked about. But the thing is, like, should I be upset with the brother at
No.
all or no?
I certainly just would never rely on him for anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
you
the
asked a
Sounds like
favor.
yeah.
Like you said that you
Wishy-washy.
would do it for him. So that's the upsetting part, is that in return you
In
don't
a
feel like
second-
it's an equal
He
relationship.
didn't have to work. He didn't have to do anything.
Is this the same brother-in-law we've heard of before who's kind of shiftless, let's say?
Yes. Well, not so much anymore. He's got a job now.
He has a job. It's
Does he
just-
still mooch your streaming services? That's a question on the text.
He does.
Okay,
So the favors only go one
Yeah,
way.
It's like
Yeah.
it's not.
Is that a
he's
constant
not-
pattern?
He's not a loser anyway, but he's just not like a super motivated
go-getter.
person. Yeah.
Can I just ask a quick question? I want to make sure I heard something right because I was
Yeah.
listening really intently to the story.
Mhm.
Did Spicy Nacho, your wife, take multiple first-class flights?
Yes,
Why?
because there's no direct. I guess I don't know.
Oh, like she had to take first class?
No. I mean, because she's like, well,
She's
if
used
I
to a
have,
certain
she's,
lifestyle.
No, she's
Oh.
like, if I have to do it, then I'm gonna go first class.
Okay, I
Yeah.
respect it. Just want to make sure I heard that right.
Look, she didn't ask me.
Yeah, but just file in the back of your mind, like next time he asks you for a favor, then the answer, unless you're really into doing it or whatever, don't feel bad saying no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or say yes and then just stop
Because there's-
answering
Like now
your
you know
phone.
where you stand with this guy.
because there's been multiple problems where I have to like fix his problems for
Right.
him.
Yeah, so next
No
time
more
that
of that.
happens, just say no.
I think you have the right to be mad at him because it was a very, very, very important, timely issue.
Yeah.
You had a deadline. You had a certain flight. You needed that passport.
And this isn't sorry, I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he said yes and then stopped answering his phone when you said, like, hey, are you
Yeah,
on
that's
your
a
way?
bitch
That's
move.
Yeah.
very
Come on.
immature.
That's a
that-
bitch
that-
move.
Like,
that's-
hey, you
that-
know I need this.
That screams unreliable, shiftless. That's why I
right.
asked.
So I'd be mad at him for having ignored your calls because you just wanted to follow up. Like, hey, are we doing this? Are
Yeah, I
you on your
gotta-
way? Are you
Because
bringing my
I got to
passport?
figure out something else.
Yeah.
Now you
Coulda
know
called-
you cannot rely on
Could
him.
have called any of my friends back home. They would have done
And
it.
speaking of coulda, woulda, shoulda, I asked before. I said someone's going to forget their passport. Who is it?
Yeah, we didn't know
Fair
it.
enough.
No,
Fair
I'm
enough.
so embarrassed by that.
Anytime I go anywhere where there's a passport required,
That's the first thing I get.
I check multiple
Oh.
times. Like
And-
I check on the flight
Yeah.
multiple times
Oh,
before
yeah.
on the way to the airport,
Yeah.
multiple. Like I
I'm so good.
constantly I'm looking.
I'm so good about it, but I don't know because we're going to multiple cities.
You don't have a passport card, Menace? I would think you would.
the global entry card.
There's a passport card.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
it's
passport
Mexico, Canada,
card.
I don't
US,
trust it.
Yeah.
Looks
Don't
fake.
trust it. Yeah, that's the one you're gonna be able to put on your
I don't
phone,
know.
right?
Yeah.
I know I'm in the wrong and it's totally my fault, but just that one part is just kind of bothering me.
Well, especially since this is somebody you've done multiple favors for.
Yeah.
And it was a place he wanted to go. None of this makes sense.
It doesn't make sense to me. That's why it's so frustrating.
Well, I mean, that was nice of Spicy Nacho to step up
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
and do it. But it's also because she didn't want to go on the trip by herself again.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
like, all right, I guess I'll bring them. Now, if she wanted to go by herself, she could be like, oh, sucks for you, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've talked to a couple of friends about it, and they say they would be upset too.
I don't know why
Yeah.
he said yes and then just ghosted you. Like
That is strange.
that's
Is he an
not
adult
cool.
adult?
626.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is why your wife needed to fly first class. Wow. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
If I'm doing that kind of favor for somebody, you
Yeah.
better
'Cause
believe
it
I'm
rules.
My champagne, thank you.
That's right.
I don't think that's
Who would
the
want
issue.
Can we
that?
get you anything before we leave the gate, sir? Absolutely.
champagne, please.
Yeah.
Woody Show.
Some feedback on your question, Menace. Should you be upset? Should you be pissed at your brother-in-law for refusing to help you out?
Yeah.
Somebody said, I'd be mad at the brother for being a flake. I wouldn't be mad if he had literally said no, but the fact that he said yes and then bailed is lame. And then, you know, the fact that your wife is the one that set up to do it. But somebody said, I love spicy nacho. Taking first class to drop something off.
I didn't realize that would be a
937.
big part of the story. But
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty ruly.
yeah.
If you're going to do it, that's the way to do it, I
big.
guess, you know?
I'm not mad at that.
915 says, yeah, it kind of sucks because it's a favor. Plus, Menace was already paying the favor back by doing something nice for the brother-in-law, by paying for all of it and sending him somewhere that he allegedly or allegedly already wanted to go.
Yeah, he was telling me months about it. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah, that is really weird. It's just weird that he's not the one that told you like he wasn't going to do it, because that would have given you the opportunity to
Figure something else out.
coordinate, like even if it was spicy nacho, like, hey, bring all your stuff for the trip, come here, we have another way to get to Vancouver, just go with us, or whatever that would be, as opposed to making her run the errand. But first class, not a bad way to do it.
Not at all.
877-44-WOODY. You can send us a text over to 22987.